you were put on this earth not to just live in your could. You were not born to just provide for your family. You were made to do something so unique and so extraordinary. You were made to pioneer something. You were created to be the first at something. You were made to serve humanity. You have something far greater on the inside of you. But if you aren't careful, you may just live and die and never move out of the could and into the should. Welcome to the DreamDivers podcast. This is the coaching show that is designed to help people just like you, people who know in their hearts that they were made to do something bigger, more purposeful, and legendary with their lives to impact the world. My name is Ira Davis, the Chief Dream Diver, and I am your dream development coach. Welcome back to the DreamDivers podcast. Today on the show, I'm going to talk to you from the topic of could versus should. Now, this is a law that I came up with a long time ago, right? This is something that I talk to my clients about and everybody that I know that's struggling to step into what's next for their lives. Now, the law of could versus should says this. It says, hey, listen, there are a lot of things that I could do and can do physically with my life. But on the flip side of that, there are some things that I know in my heart of hearts that I was born to do, that I should be committing my life to on a daily basis. Now, the sad reality is this, right? The sad reality is that most people spend their lives doing what they could and what they can do just to make a living instead of doing what they should do and what they were born to do to live a life of impact and significance. Now, I don't know about you, but I spent the majority of my life doing what I could do, and it drained me. I'm talking about it drained the life out of me. It left me empty, and it left me wanting so much more from myself and out of my life. Now, I got to the point where I got sick and tired of living in my could. And before I knew it, I was being forced to learn what my should was. And I can only be honest. I can only be transparent. I am so thankful. I am so grateful that I was put into a situation where what was easy got taken away from me, right? And truth be told, if what was easy, right? If my could wasn't taken away, I would have stayed in the Marine Corps for 20 years instead of just 10 years, right? If my career hadn't have ended. Now, some of you right now have made your bed, like you set up shop, you set up your life is zoned in the could zone. What am I saying? You are comfortable with comfortable. You are satisfied with being satisfied. You're secure with being secure, and you're good with just being good. And for you, life isn't as great as it should be. But you are okay. You have become okay with being less than what you were born to be, just as long as you can still provide for your family. And I'm telling you today, like this, me, Ira Davis, I'm telling you today that you were put on this earth not to just live in your could. You were not born to just provide for your family. You were made to do something so unique and so extraordinary. You were made to pioneer something. You were created to be the first at something. You were made to serve humanity. You have something far greater on the inside of you. But if you aren't careful, you may just live and die and never move out of the could and into the should. And so many people around the world, I see it every day, will literally miss out on the unbelievable power that lies only on the inside of you. Now, I want to talk to you about the attributes of could and the attributes of should. Like, what am I saying when I say could? What am I saying when I say the could zone? I'm literally talking about the things that you were doing for a living that you don't love at all, right? That you might kind of like, but that you are more than likely just tolerating because of the security or the social status that comes with it, right? Could means you're doing things in your life that you have the skills to do, but in all honesty, you know in the back of your mind, you could care less about what it is that you do for a living. Like, could means you're just doing things because it's easy money or because you need the money. But the truth be told, there's no cause that genuinely connects you to what it is that you do. Like, could means that you constantly need to be motivated in order to produce results because you're doing something in your life that your heart and your soul and your spirit is not truly connected to. Now, chances are, if this sounds familiar, right, then this might be describing you, right? This describes who I used to be, right? You and I are probably and were probably professional, what I call mask wearers. What am I saying? Most people who live in the could instead of the should have to constantly pretend for their loved ones, their co-workers, their bosses, their friends, their acquaintances, that they are happy and fulfilled with the money, the security, and the status, when you and I both know that the money and the status and the security is not enough, and it will never be enough to make your soul happy. But the truth is this: as humans, we have an unlimited potential, an unlimited desire, an innate desire to create and to serve other people in a way that only comes from the inside of us in a true, authentic manner. Now, what does it look like to live in the should zone, right? In what you were born to do. Now, when I say should, I'm talking about being able to wake up every day of your life and having the opportunity to do something that fires you up from the inside out. When I say should, I mean knowing that even if nobody paid you to do what you do best, that you would show up every day and do it for free because it's your reason for existence. Like, it's your reason for it's your reason for being alive. When I say should, the should zone, I mean that that when you are doing what you were born to do, that you are fully alive, and that every hair on your body is standing in agreement and is fully engaged with your purpose. When I say should, I'm talking about being able to serve the world every day in the most authentic and selfless manner that you have been able to embody into your DNA. When I say should, the should zone, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, never having to be motivated, never having to be pushed to take action, because you know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, that you are doing exactly what you were created to do, and you know exactly how you're supposed to impact lives. And the fire that lives on the inside of you, it stirs you, it wakes you up in the morning, it inspires you to keep moving forward. Right now, I don't know about you, but I've lived in the could and I've lived in the should, and I'm telling you that there is absolutely no comparison. We were born to live in the should. We were born to do what we were created to do. And if you're listening right now, or if you're watching, I don't know where you are. You could be in the shower, you could be in the gym, you could be walking down the street, you could be in your car. I don't know where you could be at work right now. I don't know where you are, but if you can hear me right now, it's because that somewhere in you, in some way, shape, or form, that you know that you were put here to be a world changer. You know that in you were put here to create something that's going to change the dynamic, shift the culture, change the climate around you in your region, in your state, in your community, in your country, in your part of the world. You feel it in your bones, just like I felt it in my bones back in 2004. I felt it growing up. I knew that I was put here not to be and not to do what I could do. I could do several things, but I knew there were some things that had been locked up on the inside of me, and that if I could find a way to unlock them, if I could find a way to really figure out who I was and what I was born to do, so I wouldn't have to settle for being the guy who lived in the could. I wouldn't have to settle for taking the job or the career that just allowed me to provide. If I didn't have to settle for what I knew what was beneath my capacity, if I didn't have to settle for doing what everybody else was doing, just for the simple fact so I can drive what everybody else was driving, so I can live like everybody else, so I can go on the vacations like everybody. If I was willing to level up and do the hard work to step into the should zone, if I was willing to do the hard work to step into the what I was born to do zone, that I knew that one day I could have all of those things. But I knew in my heart of hearts that the most important thing in my life was to go after what I should and what I was born to do first, because tomorrow's not promised. And so if I lived in the could, hoping that one day I would get to the should, then I knew that none of that would ever be guaranteed. And so I made a decision, and I'm asking you today, I'm encouraging you today to make a decision to step into the should and to leave behind the could. I'm pleading to you today, right? I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're going through, but I'm telling you right now that if you are listening today, that there's something that's been calling you. There's something that's been eating at you on the inside. There's something that has been begging you. There's something that has been screaming at you. You've been feeling it. You've been feeling the tug, you've been feeling the pull, you've been feeling it in your bones that something is calling you to walk away from the could so that you could step into the should. And the truth is this, is that sometimes you are going to have to rearrange your life for purpose. Sometimes you are going to have to get uncomfortable in order for what you were born to do, to have the room in your life to take root, to allow you to become the man or woman that you were created to be. Sometimes you're going to have to walk away from some good things to get to some great things. You're going to have to walk away from some could things to get to some should things. And I'm telling you that if you are willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to invest into your future, if you're willing to invest into your destiny, then the things that are going to come out of your soul, the things that you are going to create at your fingertips, the things that you're about to step into will revolutionize the face of this planet, because nobody can do what you should do the way that you should do them. Hey guys, listen, thank you so much for listening to this episode today. The team over at the DreamDivers company, we have created what I call my DreamDiver assessment. This assessment is for you if you feel like you are stuck, unfulfilled, but you know in your heart that you were made to do something bigger, something more purposeful, and something legendary to impact lives. We created this assessment to help show you where you are right now in the journey of becoming that world changer, that pioneer, that visionary, so you can go out there and become and do and create what you know that you were born to do to serve humanity, right? And so we're going to show you exactly, we're going to give you some stats and some data to show you exactly where you are right now. And we're going to give you a handcrafted roadmap, and I'm going to come alongside of you as your personal, not business coach, not life coach. I call it a dream development coach. I'm going to come alongside of you and help coach, mentor, and guide and counsel you to help you become the man or woman, the dream diver that you know that you were put on this earth to be. Go to my website right now, www.dreamdiver.co. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. I hope it inspired you. Now, I need a huge favor. I need you, no matter what platform you're on, I need you to find that subscribe button, that like button. Leave us a great rating and a positive review. All of your comments, all of your reviews help us continue to make great content just for you.